Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today we continue our series, and today we're going to call this one Fast Food Rules Burger King Drools. It's taken from that Disney movie where the pets can talk and the cat tells everybody that cats rule and dogs drool. So Burger King Drools. So a little backstory. Every Saturday on my way to work, I stop and pick up breakfast for me and the boss. And she likes Burger King, so I happen to stop there. And to build up to this story I'm about to tell you, I've gotten to the point where I only stop if there's only nobody in line or one car in line, because they're so slow. And it does, even before the pandemic, it really didn't matter how many people were on staff. If there was 15 people behind the counter, they were still slow. Well, this particular morning, I was running, actually I left home early because I wanted to make sure that I got there in time, so in case I had to wait, I'd be all right. So I got there plenty of time. I live 5 minutes from where I work. I left 35 minutes early. I did. So I got there, and there was a couple of cars, 3 or 4 cars in line. So I thought, well, I'll get out, I'll jump in inside, because there's nobody inside, and maybe I can get in a little quicker. If I have to wait, okay, I'll wait, whatever. So I walk in, and there's 2 people at the drive up and 1 person cooking. Immediately I see a problem. Now, the girl that was taking the food from, bagging it up and taking it to the girl at the cash register, was very short and very heavy set. She moved very slowly. I stood there for 5 minutes, and she finally turned around. She saw me come in. I saw her turn around and look at me. Never said a word. I stood there for 5 minutes, and she finally flipped her head over her shoulder and said, "I'll be with you in a minute," and continued standing there waiting for food rather than ringing me up and then going back and filling the food bags. Really irritating. Anyway, so I said, okay, no problem. So she waddles over to the register, takes my order, and walks away. So I go to put my credit card in, and it's not taking it. She didn't hit the button. Which means it didn't get transmitted to the back. Which means my food didn't get done. I hadn't realized this at the time. So I stood there another couple of minutes, and pretty soon a big tall guy walks in, and obviously a manager of some type, and he says, "Is somebody helping you?" I said, "Well, they took my order, but I haven't paid yet. I can't get the register." So he comes around, sets it up, I pay my bill, he turns around and walks off and disappears back into the back. So I'm tall enough that I looked over and I see him, he's just standing around. Now I know there's still 4 or 5 cars at least, and that's if nobody pulled up in the drive, and the girl waddling back and forth is going about a half a mile an hour, and he's standing there. So I decided, okay, when I've been here for a total of 15 minutes, I'm going to leave. But they have my money. So I said, okay, I'll wait. So it got to be 15 minutes. It's now 1:45. So, and nobody's paying any attention. Nobody said anything. So I stood up and I did this. Waved my hands until that big tall guy saw me. And he comes up and he says, "Can I help you?" And in my mind, I'm thinking, are you out of your freaking mind? I said, I don't have time to wait here. I've been here for 15 minutes. And you know what he said? "Let me have your receipt." So I said, "Okay, here's my receipt." He gets on the register, hits some buttons, says, "There you go, you're taken care of." As I'm walking out to my car, I'm thinking, okay, what kind of a manager does that? I mean, even an average manager knows that if a customer has a complaint like that, you say something like, "Let me go check on that, I'll be right back." Or, "We're running a little bit short-handed, let me run back and make that sandwich for you, I'll be right back." Something. Not, "Give me your receipt and get the hell out of here." I was irritated. So on my way to work now, I'm thinking, okay, there's a McDonald's up the road from, on the other side of my business from where I'm at. And I looked at the clock, I said, okay, I'll run up there and try to get in. And we'll see what happens. So I, went to McDonald's, a couple of cars in line. I pulled in, pulled right up to order. I ordered, pulled right around to the pay window, went right up, got my food. The whole process took 30 seconds. Fast food rules, Burger King drools. Okay, so I go to work, and it's Saturday, and I really don't feel like cooking. My plan was to cook, but I just didn't feel like it. I was exhausted. And I thought, I'm really in the mood for a burger. But the only place between here and my house is Burger King, and I really don't want to go through that mess again. And I thought, well, what are the odds of that happening? And even if I have to wait in line, I mean, it's dinner time. If I have to wait in line, I'm fine with that. So I thought, okay, I want a double Whopper with cheese. So I stop at the same Burger King, okay? I was there at 9:30 in the morning. I'm back at 6:30 at night. So I walk in, again, there's nobody in the lobby. There's a long line at the drive-in. And I stood there for 15 minutes. And nobody said, "Hi, boo, what's up, go away, be with you in a minute," nothing. So I thought, well, okay. So as I'm walking out the door, two staff members are walking in, and one of them is a manager, obviously. And he says, "How's everything going?" I didn't say anything. In my mind, I said, "Are you out of your freaking mind? I'm walking out of your no-eat-in establishment and there's no food in my hands. How do you think things went?" So anyway, so I get in the car and I'm getting ready to pull out, and I thought, okay, there's probably 8 cars between here and there. Even if they take 2 minutes apiece, I'll be in line 15, 20 minutes. I said, I think that's outrageous, but what am I going to do? I'm going to go home and sit, and I'm going to have to spend 15 minutes cooking. So, all right, let's get in line. So the first car, and now I've got cars behind me, so I can't pull out. But the first car didn't move for 7 minutes. The next one took 4 minutes. Then we hit a run of about 2 or 3 cars where they went pretty decent. Boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden they slowed again. Then the car in front of me gets there. Now there's one person in this vehicle. As soon as she pulls up, she gets handed a soda and she sits it down. Then she hands him her card and we wait for 6 more minutes. Then she hands her her card back. Then she hands her her drink back. Another drink. And now we sit. For a couple of more minutes, and then she hands her out a bag that obviously has one sandwich. One sandwich. And I waited about 9 or 10 minutes behind this lady. So I got up to get mine, took my card, gave me my receipt, gave me my food. I'm out of there. So good. It still took a long, long time, but I got my food. I'm on my way home. I'm going to have my sandwich. And then on the way home, something occurred to me. So, you got it. They got my order wrong. I ordered one sandwich. One thing. They had to get one thing right. Double Whopper with cheese. I normally don't order that. I order a double Whopper with cheese, pickles, onions, lettuce, mayo, mustard, ketchup. But I didn't want to make it complicated. God forbid, I gotta wait for 15 freaking minutes for them to get the order right. Double Whopper with cheese, and they got it wrong. They didn't put the cheese on. How do you mess that up? Fast food rules. Burger King drools. They absolutely are the worst. And it's not just because of one day. Like I said, it's about 1 in 3 times they get my order wrong for breakfast. And for breakfast, I get 2 sandwiches. They're both the same thing. One time I got ham, egg, and cheese croissant and a sausage egg croissant. Just random. It's like somebody's just back there randomly throwing stuff in a bag and pushing it out rather than making sure it's right. Unbelievable to me. Now, some of you might be saying, well, it's during the pandemic and they're short staff and cut them some slack. You know what? I don't care about their short staff. You know why? First off, there's a lot of people on unemployment. If you can't get people to work for you, you're not paying enough money. And secondly, managers have been short staffed since there have been staffs. Figure it out. And if the numbers tell you that the number of staff you have on duty are the right numbers and you're not getting the job done, then fire them and pay people who will get the job done. Come on now, this is not brain surgery. On what planet is it all right to go to a drive-in and wait 25 or 30 minutes to get one sandwich? Where? When? Or to go inside to a fast food restaurant and wait for 7 minutes for somebody to even acknowledge you, and 15 minutes you still haven't got your food and nobody's talking to you. On what planet is that acceptable? A lot of these restaurants have used this pandemic to cut their staff, cut their costs, and close their lobbies and force everybody to go through the drive-in. If that's a business model that works for you, great. I think it's retarded, but good for you. But make it work. If you're like me and you drive by a McDonald's any time of day, they've got a line. One of the reasons I went to Burger King, and notice I said went, to Burger King for breakfast on Saturday mornings is because nobody's ever standing in line for there. Now I know why. Now, you might think it's not very nice for me to call them out. But you know what? I've had my fill. I've had my fill. Now, if they make it, okay, something just occurred to me. I remember a couple of weeks ago, they got my breakfast order wrong again, and I stopped after work and I talked to the manager on duty, and he said, and he described the lady that waited on me, and I said, yeah, that's her. He said, well, she's the general manager. There's not much I can do about that. She got everything wrong. And he said, here, let me refund your money. I said, no, I didn't come in here to complain to get anything for free. I said, I'll tell you what, let's pay it forward. The next person that walks in here and gets a sandwich, do for them what you would have done for me. And I turned around and walked out. Same restaurant, same breakfast, same day of the week. Now, if they were to really turn it around and do it right, I would make, just like I said with State Farm in the last video, I would turn right around and make a video saying how Burger King doesn't drool anymore. But that's not going to happen, because it keeps going on and on and on and on. And it's amazing to me that somebody in Burger King hasn't figured out that their numbers are plummeting while McDonald's are going up. And the reason is the service. Figure it out. Well, I hope this informs. I hope everybody will stand up and say we're mad as hell and we're not taking it anymore, and we're not giving you any more of our money, and we're going to go to places that will serve us, appreciate our business, and make things that are wrong right. You guys have a great service-filled week and great investing.